everybody, welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. I knew how this week was going to go because, hold on. Y'all know I went to the Cheerwine Festival and y'all saw the goodies that we bought. Well, we ate stuff while we were there too. We had barbecue, and I had some Cheerwine barbecue sauce I put on it. Oh, it was so good. And a funnel cake, which we couldn't eat the whole thing, but still, a funnel cake, a Cheerwine funnel cake, Cheerwine syrup and powdered sugar, and fried dough. Come on. Well, I knew it was going to be a disaster this week because after Saturday, I kept eating the things we brought home, and that would just send me into eating more things I shouldn't eat, and then more things I shouldn't eat, and it lasted about all week. I ain't gonna lie. So I didn't write it down. I've got it memorized, I think. I weighed 271.2 for a gain of 6.2, and that puts me at 105.9. I knew it was going to be at least 5 pounds. I knew it. I just knew it. I was worried it was going to be 10. You know, I've gained 15 pounds before. Y'all know how my weight goes. If you've been with me, you know my weight goes crazy numbers. I can lose 8 pounds in a week, and then I can gain 10. But anyway, let this be proof to you that what I tell you weight loss surgery ain't no kind of voodoo magic. You still have to work your butt off. And when you don't work, you gain. Now, I know what the gain's from. I don't think it's all fat. I didn't eat like gobs of food because I can't eat all at one time. I'm getting better at is feeling full now, like it should have from the beginning. I don't understand. I'm just going with it. So I can't eat a bunch at one time, but I can go back and I can eat the wrong things. I have had so much sugar since last Saturday. It's not funny. And y'all know I gave up sugar. I don't eat sugar. And so the more sugar I ate, the more sugar I wanted. And that is a fact. If you're trying to give up sugar and you give it up and then you go back and you eat some, you know what I'm talking about. And if you ain't even give it up, you're still eating sugar, you know what I'm talking about. The more you eat, the more you want. And then the more you eat, and the more you want. And then you go back and you keep eating. It's a vicious cycle. Well, carbs, and this ain't no excuse, this is just science. And it's my fault because I ate the carbs. The carbs turns to glucose in your body, and listen, I pumped it. I might as well went in there and put the straw in the sugar and just sucked it up. So when it goes to glucose, it will store what it don't need immediately for energy, which it need nothing for me, as glycogen. Glycogen is a 1-to-3 ratio to water. You can hold 3 to 5 pounds worth of water from glycogen. So I know a lot of it is water weight simply from the glucose, from all the sugar and carbs. But just sugar carbs, it was like, flour carbs. David had to get his KFC fix. I got a bowl, and so I had taters in it, which it took me 3 times to eat it, and I still didn't finish it. That's what I'm telling you. I can feel better now when I'm getting full. So I had to eat on it 3 different times. But here's the thing. I ate some of his biscuits. Mine didn't come with nothing but a bowl. But I ate some of his biscuits with that Cheerwine honey. So good. So that's how I've been eating almost all week long. It's been a sin and a disgrace. Almost. It's just a sin and a disgrace. I'm going to get on the straight and narrow today. I did yesterday. I did good yesterday. But the other thing is that sugar, them carbs, that mess of crap that I ate has messed up my system, and things ain't moving like they should move. We'll just leave it at that. So that's probably 2 pounds. Act like y'all don't do it. Y'all know that commercial? Have y'all seen that commercial when they talk about women and then they bleep it out and they won't say it? Well, everybody knows women and they bleep it out and won't say it. Here I am slurping. This is that Krispy Kreme coffee. It's good. I got that coffee sampler. That is good. I had the Nantucket breakfast blend this morning. And it's a light roast. Well, it was very light. If I bought that, I would have to brew it on bold strength because it was very, very weak. And that's even in my little small cup. That's not even one of my big cups. So I wouldn't be buying that one. I would definitely buy the Krispy Kreme. But yesterday, my best friend's son, he came and brought me my graduation ticket. That's a quiet car. And he lives in Charlotte. And when he come up, I was in the kitchen. He come, he looked in the glass, you know, you see the glass, I had the door open, waiting on him, which I leave the door, if I'm up in the front of the house, I'll leave the door open. If I'm in the back of the house and David's in the bed asleep, I won't, because I can't hear what's going on. Somebody could sleep in on me and I wouldn't know it. Well, I waved at him to come on in. He said, "You got your door open?" He said, "We can't do that in Charlotte." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Couldn't pay me to live over there." That is one nice thing about being in a smaller town. Although, I don't know. The crime, it hits anywhere. It'll hit anywhere. I'm trying to think I don't want to jinx it, I ain't gonna talk about it. The graduation is tonight. He was showing me, it's at the Student Union at UNC Charlotte, and it's a big building. My goodness, he showed me like an aerial map and he was showing me where to go and where to park and everything. There's like a 6-story parking deck beside of it. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I'm gonna have to leave an hour early, give me time enough to walk over to the building. Which I will leave early because it's in Charlotte. And I don't know what the traffic's gonna be like at 5 o'clock traffic. And I don't know where I'm going. I mean, I know where the college is. I know how to get to the college. I've been to the college. I've rode around the college. But I don't know where the student union is. And then I don't know how far away from the building I'm going to have to park and all that jazz. So anyway, that's tonight. He said, "Are you coming Saturday?" I said, "Yes." That's his party. So he said a friend of theirs is going to be smoking some barbecue. I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds good." So I will be going to the partay on Saturday. But it warms my heart that he cares enough about me to include me and want to see me. He'll message me and say, "I hadn't seen you in a long time. We need to go out and eat," or something. And the fact that a young man would want to see just the old lady that was his daddy's best friend, which, I mean, he always knew me as a kid. Ain't like he just learned of me when he died. He's known me his whole life. But the fact that he still would want to include me, it just warms my heart. Makes me happy. So that is what I'm doing tonight and Saturday. I'm trying to think. Jacob, they come up Tuesday. I'm telling you what, that is the sweetest daggum little boy. But he's in that stage where his favorite word is no. everything you say or ask him or something, he shakes his head no. And he's starting to say his words. You know, he knows all the sign language, but he's starting to say the words that go with them. So he's doing that. But he's just a sweet thing. Oh my gosh. And when Holly was leaving, he didn't want to go. He kept going in there, and we were out here on the porch, and she was going to go, and he opened that door up, went in there and pulled it shut, stood there. And I said, come on, you got to go. I'd open the door. He'd pull it back shut. We kept doing that. And finally, she's just like, okay, well, I'm going. And she waved at him. He waved at her. She's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to go in there and get him. I told him, I said, don't you worry about it. I said, one of these days, Mommy ain't going to rule. When she lets you stay at my house and you want to stay at my house, you going to stay at my house. You don't worry about it. Your time is coming. When she ever does let him spend the night, you know. Oh, speaking of grandbabies, Sebastian is going to be here almost the whole summer. So a little over 2 months. He's coming in June and going back in August. Yes, can you believe that? Oh my gosh. I don't know how that's going to affect him going back. He's already told his daddy he wished he could stay down here with him. Which, you know, that just tears RJ up. Just tears him up. But we're going to get a lot of time with him this summer. Which I thought that's the way it should be, considering we don't hardly get to see him during the year. I thought I didn't have much to talk about. We would pick us a card. And y'all know, if I get one and don't like it, I'm gonna shuffle them. Then I will keep going because here comes the blue beast. Nope. It's my neighbor's red truck. Oh, I'm losing my touch. Sounded just like him coming around the corner. Hold on, we'll let him go. Okay, I think all the neighbors have left. So I'm going to cut these cards and see what's on top. Oh, fingers crossed. Oh, this turned sideways. Hold on. This is just a mantra. Nothing really to talk about. I am responsible, driven, and organized. Well, we're responsible for ourselves. I'm driven sometimes, and I'm organized sometimes. So it's not really anything to talk about. It's just, I think that is a mantra to say to yourself to reinforce the facts that you want to be those things. So let me cut the cards again. No, I don't like that one. It was on top a while ago before I cut them. I didn't like it. Oh, there's a thing. Well, I'm reading these things, and they're mostly just things to, like, repeat to yourself. Oh, well, this is, what is my goal for today? What one thing can I do to set myself up for success? I'll tell you what I can do. Not eat the junk. I'm trying to think. There about ain't much left in the house I can think of. There's some chips. I bought some chips in a moment of weakness, so I can stay away from those. Some Doritos. What had happened was in a moment of weakness, I saw this thing pop up on my Google News that there was this new chip at Sam's that's just flying off the shelves. So I had to go look it up and see, well, what is this new chip? It's a Doritos. It's a Doritos Explosion or something like that. Some of y'all may have seen it if you shop in Sam's. It's something pickle and Cool Ranch. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to go to Sam's. Let me see if they ordered at Sam's online. Well, they did. And in a moment of weakness, when I was ordering some other things I needed, I added that to the buggy. They make you buy 2 bags, I guess because it's such a cheap thing. Well, don't worry. I gave the unopened bag to Holly. When she came, I said, take it home, take it home. The other one I kept, for David when he eats sandwiches or whatever like that. I don't know if he liked it as good as I did. I like it a lot. And I've eaten those this week. So one thing I can do, I'm not going to throw them out, in case he does like them. But what I can do is set my mind to it. Set my mind to the fact that you're not eating the chips. Just because they're in there don't mean you got to eat them. So I can set my mind to just leave them alone. Back to where I was. When I was doing good, not eating, snacks of that sort of thing and everything. So what else I can do? I did it last week and it's still in my tracker. I pre-tracked, because Charlene, she was like, if you prep, you can pre-track your foods. I'm like, you know what? I sure can. So when I prepped Saturday, I went ahead and put, whenever I was building my recipes and whatnot, I went ahead and tracked those foods for every day that I had them on the menu to eat. So I have my prep stuff pre-tracked, but I can track everything else that goes with it because I have not been. Just do it. That's what I can do. I can just do it. Ain't that what I tell y'all? If you have trouble doing something, the only way I know that I can do it is to just do it, because I can talk myself in or out of anything. Just take that to the bank. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry y'all had to watch me sitting there like that, but I didn't want to make a noise. A cardinal jumped up on the porch. He was sitting there. There's another one that was out in the yard, and he was, I don't know if you could hear him squeaking at him. So the cardinal was up there on the porch. And then when he was on the porch, a little baby other kind of bird jumped up here and then walked across the porch over to the other side. So I didn't want to make a movement. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Who can't love the birds? Oh my gosh. Can you listen to them? Just listen. Beautiful. They are beautiful creatures. Yeah, they're just all in the yard. Look, they're all in the yard. They flying across through there. I see them up in the trees, flying, from the trees. I got a yard full this morning and I love it. So, what can you do to set yourself up for success? Can you set yourself up for success? What else can I do? I can take my butt in there when I get through filming this. Well, no. Before I go edit, because it ain't gonna hurt if it goes up later today or earlier today. It don't matter. I can go in there and do my dancing. Boy, yesterday, I barely got a little over one song done. I'm telling you, this sugar has drugged me down. I mean, it has drugged me down. When you eat like crap, guess what happens? You feel like crap. It is the truth. You know how you know? When you quit it, you don't realize you feel better until you go back to it and it drags you down. You're like, oh, okay, now I remember. When you're in the throes of it, when you haven't given up the crap food, the junk food, the stuff you don't need, when you haven't quit eating all that mess, you don't realize you're feeling bad until you feel better, and then you redo it and you feel bad again, and you're like, oh, I remember now. That's why I don't eat that stuff. So I encourage you, and I encourage myself to get back to eating the way I'm supposed to eat. But I encourage you, if you're eating a bunch of poop food, just stop. Try to get on a healthier eating plan. And now that's healthy is what's healthy to you. We all got our version of what's healthy for ourselves. And so that's what I want you to eat. Healthy for me is low carb, because that's how my body responds best. That's how they want you to eat after the surgery. So I guess it works out that my body responds that way. So I'm going to get back to that. But I can go in there and try to build myself back up to dancing. And I got a feeling when my eating gets back on track, my dancing will get back on track, because I won't be so sluggish. I am like a slug. For that festival, I walked for 2 hours. We were there for 2 hours, and there's nowhere to sit. You're just walking up and down the streets. When we stopped, it was to look at something and then to mosey on, or when we stopped to eat, and we had to stand up to do that. We just stood up beside a building and set our drinks up on the window ledge and just stood there and ate. And the rest of the time was walking. And I didn't look, I couldn't hardly see when I was filming. I know it was a boring video, and it was before it got, they estimated 100,000 people were at that festival. I am so glad we went early and got everything done before 100,000 people come moseying through there up on my watch. No sorry, Bob. But it was crowded enough, when we were there. But I couldn't see the camera because of the sun. Even though it was overcast, it was bright. And so I didn't know what time it was until we got back to, there's something on my glasses, I'm not going to take it off. Till we got back to the car, and when he cranked the car up and I seen the time come on, it was like almost 2 hours to the dot. I'm like, honey, we've been out there for 2 hours. I lasted for 2 hours. When we went was when my back gave out, and I started hunching over, and I couldn't hold myself up straight. And I said, we got to go, because I started leaning forward, and I couldn't stand up straight to walk. So I'm like, okay, we got to go. So that's how long it lasted. My knees actually lasted. Now, I will say, the next few days, they were swollen up, and I didn't have like body aches or nothing like that, but I was a little stiff in the legs, so I didn't pay for it as much as I thought I would have. But I could tell I had done some walking. Well, here is the thing. This is what I don't understand. Unless it's because I had on tennis shoes. Would that have anything to do with it? Walking in tennis shoes, walking barefoot, would that have anything to do with the difference in how it made me feel? So the other day, a couple days after we went, I was walking, and I got up one morning, and this knee over here was just popping. Every step was like, the kneecap, the bones, I don't know what in there was going crazy, but I'm like, oh my gosh, do not start this. It is not time for surgery. One of them, I can't remember which one is crooked. I think it might be my left, one of my knees, my kneecap is moved, and it's crooked. He showed me on the x-ray. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what, my knees are jacked. But I said, okay, well, I'm gonna walk around. I thought about getting my walker out and going back uptown. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Walking around the house, my knees hurt. I walked around, I was making a cup of coffee. I said, well, I'm going to walk around the island while my coffee's brewing because it takes it a minute to heat up and brew and all that. Well, it took it 5 minutes, and I walked around that island for 5 minutes, and my knees were killing me. So I walked for 2 hours at the festival, and they didn't, they weren't like, I could go skipping, and it wasn't like I was walking at a brisk pace. I was strolling, and I was still, walking in that beautiful gait that I have. But it didn't hurt the way it hurts at home when I'm walking barefoot. Is that the difference? Should I don't want to wear tennis shoes in the house, but should I? I tell you this one thing, I can't wear my New Balances, which are my good tennis shoes. They're too big. Now there's the blue beast. I'm gonna let it come by. You just hold on. I'm not even gonna look. Get ready. What I tell you. Did you see how I mistook that neighbor's truck when he first cranked it up for him coming around the corner? But my New Balance, which are my good, tennis shoes that I always kept structure to my feet, they're too big. I was going to wear them up there Saturday. I told David, I said, I don't think I can wear them. They're too big. My heels are sliding up and down in the back. There for a few years, I couldn't even hardly get them on my feet. My feet were so big and so swollen. And now they're too big for me. What's that about? I can't believe that. But I have this pair of orange tennis shoes, and they're no brand name. I got them off of Woman Within because that's where I buy my shoes for the most part. Because they have big shoes and wide shoes. Well, I got this little pair of orange tennis shoes, and that's what I want there. They felt good. Well, here's the thing. Did I tell you? I got some shoes. I had to go buy some shoes to wear to graduation tonight. I didn't have any kind of white shoes. And I did have like a pair of white Birkenstock type shoes, sandals, but my toes are so, my toes are as jacked up as my knees are. There ain't nothing nobody wanted to see. It has taken like 2 years, and that toe has not grown out where I took that medicine yet. When I go back and see her, I'm going to tell her, give me some more. We're going to do it again. Anyway, so I had to go buy some shoes. Well, they had one pair of shoes that would work that was white, and they're closed-toed, and they're cute little slip-ons, and they're kind of lacy looking. You would just have to see them. They're very cute. But now I got a 12, but I got a 12B, a B, not even wide. I did not need wide. I, honest to goodness, and I'm not exaggerating, do not remember a time in my adult life not having to wear wide shoes. It had to be way back before I ever had RJ, because that's when my foot flattened out, went huge. I wore 10s my whole life. I had RJ, started wearing 11s, and then somewhere along the line, whether it was when I had Holly or whenever, I creeped up to a 12, and then some shoes I have to wear 13. But now, not even wide. Still 12, because it's just still a big foot, but not a wide. Oh, I thought I was out. I got a little bit more. So, that's what I was saying about exercise. I can go in there and do my dance before I put up this video. Did you hear how slow that car was going? Because he was hunched over on his phone. I turned over and watched him because his window was down, so I seen him hunched down over on his phone. He must be new around here. People around that corner down there flying, and he's over here in the middle of the road on his phone. Is a good way to get hit. Listen, my cousin's house down there, she had like, I don't know if they was crepe myrtles or what they was, lined up in her front yard. This It was a yellow car, I remember it. I don't know if it was a Mustang, some kind of little hot rod. Oh, I don't know how many years back. And it was in the summertime, because it was hot. And he come down through there, clipped the power pole, her trees, and landed sideways in her yard. And we were without power all flipping day long. And it was in the dead of summer, and we were sweltering. I remember I had on this flatty, I don't know if you call it a jumper, just little sundress type thing that I wear around the house all the time. I wish I still had it. But I walked down there, that's when I could still walk. I walked down there and we sat on her front porch bitching and moaning about how these people around here drive and how we're sitting out in there sweating and they ain't got no power. Yeah, and he didn't get hurt. Walked away. Yep. But he come rounding that corner from the main road back here. Just getting it. That's what they do. And they come up from this way up here. Just getting it. I don't know. So I guess that's all I know today. What y'all gonna do to set yourself up for success? I'm trying to think, what can I do to set myself up? I guess the setting myself up part could just be my mindset. I can get my mindset where it needs to be, because I don't know what I need to do I just know what I need to do. And like what's today? Thursday. Yeah, I still have meal prep. Because I didn't eat my lunch yesterday. I don't know what I ate yesterday, but I didn't eat my lunch. I don't remember. I don't even remember. I do know David texted me. I got up this morning and I had a text from him. Said, work catered on the barbecue, or they get out there and smoke it themselves. I don't know. They get out there. They got them big smokers and cookers, where they cook the hot dogs and hamburgers. I don't know if they did the barbecue themselves or they catered it, but he said they give them a barbecue dinner last night, driver appreciation. So he said he was bringing it home for us to eat today. So we'll have barbecue for breakfast or lunch. One of the two, we'll eat it. He might want to eat it when he comes in, because he gets tired of breakfast a lot of times. He just gets tired of breakfast. So that will be barbecue Saturday, barbecue today, and barbecue next Saturday. I can get on board with that. Listen, we love some barbecue down around these parts. All right, I'm gonna let my neighbor go, and then we'll probably quit talking. Oh, she's got a quiet car. So, go do something. Set yourself up for success. I gained 6.2 pounds. I ain't surprised. It's water. It's my fault. I ate it. I'm owning it. I own every bit of it, but I'm going to tell you what. I had a good time. It set me back to my goal weight for the surgeries, but I felt like a normal person for the first time in years. Going to the Dollar Tree or going to the thrift stores, that doesn't make me feel different. That's just something I do. Going to a festival with other people, walking around, looking at stuff, eating, strolling, being a part of society, a part of a social event, made me feel normal. And I will take those pounds and just know that it's not something I'm going to do. If we went to a festival every weekend, it would not be an every weekend thing. This was a first time in literal years since I have done anything even remotely like that. So I feel like it was the beginning of a new life for me that is opening up. Kind of like I'm coming out of my cocoon a little bit. You see what I'm saying? I know y'all might think, oh, that's cheesy, that's stupid. Well, until you've been bound by your body, where your body has not let you do anything, maybe you just don't understand when finally it starts to let up and let you ease back into what I consider normal life. What was normal for me before was to do nothing, go nowhere, not have any kind of fun with my husband, at any kind of public event, nothing. We don't even go to the farmer's market up there anymore. We used to get up there on Saturdays and mosey around the farmer's market. We hadn't done that in years. So I'm telling you, I've not done anything. I've not been able to. I've not been able to walk, stand. If it wasn't my back, it was my knees. If it wasn't my knees, it was my back. Both of them. So 6 pounds, I wouldn't take it every week because I wouldn't go to the extreme that I went to this weekend, every weekend. This was a special event, a special occasion, and I made it special. And the 6 pounds, I own it. I earned it. So I'm going to start fresh from here. That's how I'm going to set myself up for success. My mind's going to tell me you're going to start fresh, and then, by gosh, you're going to start fresh. So, okay, well, there goes my neighbor. He's fixing to go out. So I reckon I will hush it up and go in here and put me on some dance music. That's right, girl, you tell it. So anyway, let me go put my music on. She's saying, well, get your ass in the house then. Quit talking about it. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow live. Knock on wood. See you tomorrow at live at 1 o'clock. Okay, bye.